What's up, gang, and welcome back to another edition of Road Trippin with the Rudes.
Hi guys, and if this is your first time tuning in, thank you so much. Please be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like this video. If you've been riding with us all along, thank you so much. Be sure to comment down below so we know you're here, and tell a friend and tell a friend. Sharing's caring.
And today we're going to be doing a review on the final episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, One World, One People.
Yes, and if this is your first time tuning into a Rude's Real Review, two things. One, we discuss the whole episode, so spoiler. And number two, we don't discuss it with each other. We wait until we're here to share it with you. So this is real-time reactions. One world, one people. Man. Initial thoughts?
Initial thoughts, it wasn't as good as I was expecting it to be.
Really? Okay, we'll get into it, but I am wearing my man Cusco No Touchy because I feel like nobody is touching Marvel when it comes to this movie and series life. So, comment down below if you agree with Corey or if you agree with me. But let's get into it. So it starts off where we left. Lower Manhattan, New York City, the GRC Senate review. So they're going to vote. And we see Carly and the rest of the Flag Smashers. They are on the scene. And then, like, you see the city landscape and you see Falcon coming in. And you already know Wakanda's in the building. Just by the blue light, I was like,
yeah,
I was excited. You see Bucky down below. And then pops up Sharon, who was in disguise.
Yep. Which was the disguise that she used that tech. Black Widow used that tech in Captain America Winter Soldier.
Okay. I'm glad that you said that because that tech was giving me X-Men vibes and not MCU vibes. She was giving me...
Yeah, Black Widow infiltrated something in Captain America Winter Soldier, and she had that on. And then at the end, when she was holding the gun, when she pointed the gun at him, she took it off.
Let me tell you something. I almost felt like she did this just to make us feel better. I don't know.
That's the way she did it too in the movie.
I've got to go back and watch it because it was definitely giving me X-Men vibes. But then we see Falcon pull up in a new fit. First day of school. Amazing. I mean, I was here for it. I wasn't sure why his roof was missing. Why does Falcon's uniform or gear go right here and then just hold the top out?
Yeah, I don't know.
Falcon is going to age. Falcon may get the George Jefferson. Do we want to see that? I don't know. And if you haven't seen our Endgame review, and the whole George Jefferson thing, will include that in the link. But, so, a guy says, you know, like, who are you? And then Sam says, I'm Captain America.
Yeah.
Bossed up. I was here for it.
And then he said, I thought Captain America was on the moon, so they paid that off.
Yes, they did. I was like, wait a minute. So, yeah, I definitely thought that was good. And then we see our homie, Batroc, show up.
Which lets me know he wasn't really paying attention to John Walker at all if he was still worried about Captain America being on the moon.
John Walker was a blip in the radar. He really was. So I agree. I would have just thought, okay, Cap was on the moon. So I'm glad that they did say that and kind of gave us a feel for what the general public was thinking about with John Walker. We see Batroc. He shows up and him and Falcon start to fight, which I liked because we got to see so much of what Falcon's new tech does in this episode.
Yeah.
I thought it was amazing. And then Carly has somebody hand the phone over to Bucky so she can speak to him. Carly tries to recruit Bucky. Right? Like, aren't you tired of playing for the wrong side? And, you know, Bucky drops some gems and says, listen, you're going to remember every single person you've killed. Which ties into the fact that he remembers everything he did as Winter Soldier. He just didn't have the control. That was the first time Carly tried to recruit Bucky.
Yeah.
Now, she tried to recruit Falcon before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that's just her, she's a one-trick pony and that's her default? Or do you think she genuinely was like, no, I could rock with Bucky?
Oh, I'm sure she's like, I can rock with Bucky. Plus, he's a super soldier, so why not try to recruit him?
Yeah, I mean, her numbers are dwindling, so that definitely
But Bucky
makes
told
sense.
her, like, I fought for something before already and failed twice. So, you know.
I don't have that to do.
Yeah.
I don't have that to do. Yeah. Bucky is the third year of saying he's going to lose weight as a New Year's resolution. And he's like, I'm not buying the gym membership again. I'm not doing the walk of shame in March to tell them that I need to cancel my membership. I've been there, done that. And I'm here for Bucky, and I understand. You then have kind of like you see them loading up the truck with the Senate crew, right? And the Flag Smashers clearly set it up. What was that like device on the door?
Yeah, I don't know if it was some type of lock. I don't know. It was keeping the door closed because Bucky was struggling to get it open.
Let me tell you something. Not only, I don't think that it was just the super serum that they took from the power broker. They took a lot of tech. That's what I think.
Nah, I don't think so.
I'll
explain why later.
Okay, because I'm curious because I'm like I know that they have the support of people, and that people want to back them, but who's coming up with that level of technology? These are kids basically on the run. Carly's a teenager, so that just caught my eye, because right after that,
you know how the scammers do it. They're young.
I know, but listen, guys.
So they got the tech.
Immediately after seeing that tech, you see Sharon use mercury vapor to take out a flag smasher. And she like, oh, excuse me. And like tagged him, and he had it. And basically like the vapor took him out the game.
Yeah.
So that's what made me think of it. Like her tech's next level. You know, we're still like, hey, we think Sharon's the power broker. Corey said it first. Corey definitely gets credit for it. And they're using next level tech. So I thought they're a lot more organized than I expected them to be. We get back to Falcon and Batroc. The wings, how strong they are. Like he now has vibranium wings.
Yeah.
Red Wing.
They didn't say that, but I would only assume. Right. Yeah.
Red Wing is upgraded. Red Wing is now Wingstop. He's top. He's top tier wing right here. He's top level wing right here. That just made me even more excited for what's to come for Black Panther 2. I'll be honest, guys. After we lost Chadwick Boseman, I couldn't watch Black Panther. We just recently watched it again for the first time. And it was because of this series and having the excitement of seeing Ayo and having the excitement of hearing the music that made me, like, I'm mentally ready for Black Panther 2 now. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Where I wasn't trying to hear it beforehand. And even knowing the comics and knowing that there are multiple people that hold the mantle of Black Panther, I just wasn't entertaining it at all. So I was excited to see that. And then we jumped back. This episode, boom, 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 boom. That's one thing I did like about it.
That's what I didn't like. It was too rushed. That's what I'm saying. I didn't like it. It was just too rushed.
So much going on.
To one episode.
I mean, we'll be watching it again. I feel like they could have made it longer. But we jumped to Carly again with the Flash Smashers. And she's like, change of plans. And she's like, you know, somebody's like, well, we need them. We need the hostages for negotiation. She said, listen, we got our message out. We got our point across. Even if we die. And that's the moment it got real for the rest of the Smashers. They're looking at her like, right? What do you mean?
Yeah.
And she says, one world. And they're like,
yeah.
super slow on the one people. Now, the beginning of this, they were down for it. It was one world, one people.
Mm-hmm.
And then when it's time to show up, the rest of the Smashers are the people that you plan a big trip with. And now it's deposit time. And now they're silent. They vacationed you, Carly. And I felt your pain.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go to Falcon fighting a chopper. Basically, right? And we see Bucky on a bike, which that effect was crazy.
Yeah.
Bucky.
Now, I like the part when while he was fighting Batroc, he threw the shield out the window and then dove out.
Yes.
And caught it in the air. That was dope.
That was amazing. And then Bucky on his motorcycle does a wheelie, and from the wheelie jumps off.
That's an endo.
What's that mean?
That's what that's called.
The bike?
Yeah, you can't do a wheelie on the front wheel. That's called an endo.
So, fun fact, peeps. Corey is a bike rider. I am not. So, it's an endo.
Yeah.
Okay. You learn something new every day.
He did an endo.
But it ended well. The endo ended well.
Yeah.
Then you see your man CWP show up with his wish shield. You know,
that was crazy.
He ordered one thing. Wish sent him another.
Mm-hmm.
But, and you might not agree with me on this. I wasn't like, when they showed his shield inside, like one of his badge of honor inside
his medals.
Yes. And you might not agree with me here, but I don't know if it was pity from the wish-looking shield. Like, I mean, the shield's pitiful, right? Or seeing that inside, on his side of the shield, he has his medals of honor. And it almost looked like he focused in on one. It gave me vibes of like, was it a PTSD tool? And for the first time, I didn't completely hate seeing John Walker in the scene.
Okay.
So, I mean, that was my thought on that. Now, the exchange, Carly, the one thing I appreciate about Carly is that she is genuine, right? And she says, I didn't mean to kill your friend. I don't mean to kill people that don't matter. And then he says, so Lamar's life didn't matter to you. That was giving me Black Lives Matter vibes.
Yeah, they tried it.
It was...
I didn't like it coming from him.
Right. It was an attempt, but I will say, and she pivoted and was like, not for my purposes. Not for my agenda, kind of thing. So then we have the truck that was like, Carly like basically pushed it off a ledge, right? And CWP tries to save them.
He tried.
And I know CWP stood for Captain White Privilege.
Still
but
does.
At this point, it is Captain's wish shield is pitiful. Okay? Because he was struggling. But at least you saw him try. And again, I wasn't like, ugh, why are you here?
Okay.
So, shout out to the writers for making us hate him and then also allowing us to connect with him at the end. Falcon then saves the day. Right? And then there's an exchange where there's an older black gentleman and says, that's Black Falcon right there. Yeah. Right? So paying back when the young kids in Baltimore said it. And then a younger guy says, no, that's Captain America. And I loved that exchange because that is that generational change. It's like, no. He is Captain America. He's the captain for everyone. So I don't know. What did you think about that scene? Still hate CWP?
Yeah, I don't like him at all. I really don't. It was good. You got to see Falcon have his moment in front of everybody to show that he does deserve to be Captain America.
Yeah. I mean, you then have to break up everybody and like kind of allow Carly to escape, kind of. You have Batroc like throw off some gases, right? And everybody breaks out, and you then see like Carly running, and you hear the whistle. You hear the flag smasher whistle that has been a thing all along.
Mm-hmm.
Except it was coming from, you guessed it, Sharon Carter. Mm-hmm. At which point, they have an exchange where Sharon basically is like, you know, I made you. Right? You came and, you know, you were pitiful kind of thing. But Carly stands her own.
It was Sharon all along.
Yeah. Listen.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I if you go back to our episode 1 review, I said, I gotta believe Marvel at their face value, right? That's what I told y'all. I said, Sharon's the power broker. Just like Agatha was the antagonist the whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At this point now, Marvel knows that we're going to overthink everything and there's got to be a twist. So now they're going the Captain...
Keep it simple.
Yeah, they're going the Captain Obvious way.
I'm here for it, though.
Now, I'm going to make it super obvious that this is the person... Even though you're going to doubt it the whole time anyway.
Yeah.
But I did not.
No, you didn't. And so, you know, I liked the exchange between her and Carly.
Deron Lee, what up? I told you.
Shout out to everybody that is like always in the comments, and you know, like if you don't follow us on social media at Road Trippin with the Rudes, definitely do so because we interact there. But we love sharing ideas with each other. I mean, the synergy is great, and thank you guys for that. We then have, you know, Carly say, listen, you wanted to destroy a world that hurt you. I wanted to change it. This whole time, Sharon's anger or bitterness is resonating very similar to how the whole time Wanda was giving me Magneto vibes. Sharon is giving me X-Men vibes of another character, but I'll wait until the end. But this whole time, I'm feeling this like her kindred spirit with someone else who had a bone to pick, you know, and who was turned away by the world. And then Batroc pops up like, yo, I want 4 times what you said you were going to pay me because you're the power broker. And I'm going to tell everyone that you're the power broker. And you know what Sharon does?
Block, block.
She goes, rock-a-bye, Batroc. And boom, he's gone. Letting us know Sharon is about that life. And letting us know she's going to protect her identity. Which, to my memory of Sharon, doesn't remind me of Sharon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not characteristic of Sharon.
I mean, we didn't really get that deep character dive into Sharon, really, though. Anyway, so...
I'm curious to see how this plays out. I'll tell you that much. I'm definitely curious to see how this plays out. And Carly and Sam start to fight. And Carly's like, just stay down. And Sam is like, I won't. Right? And we see their fight scene. And you could tell that Carly has a connection with him. You know? And then you see CWP and Bucky together. Almost like if they're partners.
Yeah.
Growth, Bucky. That was growth. The fact that Bucky tolerated him and they worked together in that split moment, it was Bucky's growth. So I was here for it. You could tell he's softening up. Carly pulls a gun on Sam. She doesn't pull the trigger. Sam doesn't even try to react, which is, I think, a nod to his mentorship and his counseling. He doesn't want to react, but Sharon's tying up all loose ends.
Yep.
Sharon takes her out. Takes her out. And then you see the scene where Captain America now, right? I keep saying Sam, I keep saying Falcon, but it's Captain America. And we see the scene where Captain America is coming down, almost angelic-like, holding Carly.
Yeah.
Is that a scene in the comic book?
No. That is that's like a painting or something.
Oh, I know what you're talking. Okay, so because it was memorable for me and was very iconic for me and they almost like did a freeze frame of it so long that they wanted us to see it.
Right.
So I was like, wait a minute, am I missing something? You know?
Mm-hmm.
And then Sam goes full-fledged, Dylon, and spits hot fire to the Senate. I don't think the Senate was ready.
No. But that was another part that I kind of wasn't feeling. Like, now you are preachy, and I ain't like that.
I think Sam really took his interactions with Isaiah Bradley to heart.
Yeah, I'm cool with all that. If you really took it to heart, you wouldn't have done anything. Honestly. But I don't want you to be all preachy either.
You know what? I don't know because...
But that's how it is, right? For real though. Like, again, getting pulled from both sides, right? You know, you stray too far away from what the black people ideology is, then they'll cast you out. You know what I mean? Like, and then if you're trying to do it the quote unquote American way, then you could be labeled as a sellout. Anything. You know what I mean? So it's like a fine line.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So,
I'm to this, I'm to that. I speak this way, I act that way. That's my life.
That's what I'm saying.
But it gave me early pandemic vibes, right? Being black your whole life. The early pandemic, people were losing their minds and we're like, chill. You've only been black for a few weeks.
Yeah,
right. You've only experienced this for a few weeks. So I appreciated what he said and calling them accountable. Yeah. When he said one phone call could feed 1 million people, I was like, Jay wrote his bars. Jay-Z wrote his bars. I was here for them. Corey was not.
No, I mean, they were okay. I just was like,
What would you have liked to seen him do? The one thing that he did not want was Carly to die. So right. He said, and to me, this is the one that I took to heart. When he said, you have as much power as an insane god or a misguided teenager. Mm-hmm. I instantly thought of Thanos. And I instantly thought of a misguided teenager that was not Carly.
Yeah.
I thought of someone else. So, for me, when he said that, I appreciate it. But again, let us know your thoughts. Corey thought it was too preachy. And I'll watch it again. And maybe it won't.
It was a little bit. Just for me.
Just a touch.
Yeah, I'm just like, come on, Sam. You just got here, bro. Relax.
So then we hear, all right, the flag smashers are being transported to a raft. The guard says, one world, one people. Zemo just needed one person. And that was his Alfred. He was in the car, hit the button, kaboom.
Yeah, all the super soldiers gone. Zemo the only one that really carried out his mission from front to back.
Thank you. And we see Zemo in his cell on the raft reading his book.
Assuming it's the Machiavelli book. Right?
Assuming it is. Mm-hmm. And Zemo's like, mission completion. I did it.
Yeah.
He's proud of himself.
Yeah. He's sitting back like Thanos in the garden.
Let me tell you something.
My day's done.
Exactly. I was going to say, and I say this all the time, and if you haven't seen our reviews, definitely check the other ones out, but I appreciate the levels and the depth they do of their quote-unquote villains. Zemo's just a man doing his job.
Nah, Zemo carried everything. Think about it. There's no more Avengers. Right? He split that up. There's no more Flag Smashers. He split that up. You know what I mean? No super soldiers. There is one left, John Walker. So we'll see. And
Zemo will be
Bucky,
back.
you know, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Zemo will be back, I think.
Anybody that goes to the raft, you kind of know they're going to be back. That's the precedent that has been set, right? Cap was in the raft. Well, no, Cap never went. He just went and visited. But Ant-Man was in the raft.
Yes.
Falcon was in the raft. He broke him out.
Here's my question.
He's the only one that left with him.
Whenever you see the raft or the water, do you think of Namor?
Nah, I don't, but I probably will now that you said that.
I mean, this is easy pickings for Namor.
Mm-hmm.
The raft's right
I can
there.
See that. Mm-hmm.
He's literally in his backyard. And so I'm curious to see how they do that.
Yeah.
And then we see Val talking to CWP's wife and hearing the news about the explosion, and she kind of takes credit for it and goes, "No, I'm just joking." Zemo and Val would be like, I'm here for it.
I did read something where Val is she's gonna play a part in Black Widow's movie, so we'll see more of her.
I'm here for it. She really
does seem like a Black Widow-ish type character.
Yes.
So we'll see.
Yes. And you know, she's like, "Hey, what's taking you so long?" He comes out in his uniform. And then she says,
the black uniform.
Yes, all black. And says, "Things are about to get weird. They won't need a Captain America. They'll need a U.S. agent." And by weird? Val, do you mean Loki weird? Huh? Loki level weird?
No.
I don't know. You say that.
Reaching.
I don't know. Things are going to get weird with Loki.
It is.
What if she is one of the Lokis?
No. I'm not doing this. I told you. Believe who they are when they show you the first time. I done proved it to you.
Okay, Corey Angelou, but...
I'm just saying, they done proved it. I
but
done proved it.
Just what if, okay? I'm just saying, what if, and shout out to the series coming up, What If.
Yeah.
So, I'm here for it. You then have Bucky going to Nakamura's door. Well, let me go back really quick. CWP, Val leaves, CWP, and she's like, "Answer your phone." CWP is with his wife. He really thinks he's doing the right thing. Homie was like, "I'm back. Yes." He's delusional.
Yeah.
Like, do you think U.S. agent is going to go over well for you? I don't know. I don't know. They planted that seed. I'm not checking for U.S. agent at all. But I'm a little curious about the Thunderbolt, so I'll just leave it at that. Bucky's at Nakamura's door. He comes clean. The level of acting and depth that we've seen in Bucky, I'm here for it all. Literally, he doesn't even have to talk.
Yeah. It's like seeing a rehabilitated man, right? You're like, there he is.
No, really and truly. And then you see him like walk away and look at Nakamura and kind of like in his mind make sure that he's okay, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it jumps, and I know what you're saying, like it jumps a lot, so I get that part. But so you see him walk away, and then it jumps to the therapist's office. You see the bag.
Mm-hmm.
With the gift, which is the notebook with all the names crossed out. So, to his defense, Bucky did what he was supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
He checked off all the boxes. Or checked off all the names. So, I mean, I like the way they closed that up with Bucky. You then show Sam in Baltimore and knocking on the door of Mr. Bradley. Elijah opens the door. I'm here for the exchange because Elijah says, "What do you want, Black Falcon?" And Falcon says, "You need to learn some manners.
Mm-hmm.
I'm here for the mentoring. I'm here to see that. At some point, Elijah too becomes a part of the Captain America umbrella, right?
Yeah, he becomes the Patriot or something like that. And the Young Avengers.
So, all right. So in the Young Avengers, we're gonna have Elijah,
Wiccan and Speed.
Wiccan, and Speed. And what about? Are we gonna have Ant-Man's daughter?
Yeah, I think she shows up.
And then Morgan, right? Iron Man's daughter.
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say there is another daughter though. Hawkeye's daughter.
Okay. Yes, guys. I mean, comment down below if you're here for the Young Avengers.
Yeah, but you got Lionheart. You got different people that can be, the Iron Man. You got Iron Lad. You don't know which way they're going with that because you got the young boy that was in Iron Man 3 that was helping him.
Yeah.
He was at the funeral at Endgame, so obviously, as a teenager, so obviously they got some plans for him too. So
we'll see. I mean, I'm definitely curious for that. Mr. Bradley calls Sam special, and then he says, "I mean, you're no Malcolm, you're no Martin, you're no Mandela, but you're special." I love that because I mean that's what we do in our household. If the compliment is not followed by a jab, beware, guys. We really didn't compliment you. It's a combo. Compliment jab.
Yeah.
Because we don't want your head to get too big that it can't fit out the door. Mm-hmm. Because we care. So I was here for it. I've been here for the writing all along. Mm-hmm. I think the writing is like brilliant. Then he says, "Get dressed. I've got to take you somewhere." And he takes them to the exhibit.
Mm-hmm. I knew he was going to do that.
I might have got misty-eyed, guys. And it was at that moment that I knew, Disney, if you're watching, that we need that exact exhibit in the parks. I need to walk through that exhibit.
That'd be cool.
I need to see Mr. Bradley in bronze. Thanks for coming out.
That would be cool.
I just, it's a need. Then we see crawfish on the grill. Great music. You see Bucky playing around with Sam's nephew. Just gaining cool points with Sarah.
Yep.
Because Sarah is eating it up.
That's exactly what I thought. You see how she was looking at him while he was telling his story?
Yes. But then he was like playful with the kids. He bought cake. First of all, bringing cake to a woman's house is a major key. We don't want flowers. We want stuff made of flour, which is cake. So he was on to something. He was on it. So I loved that. I loved just seeing him and Sam together. And then the ending not being Falcon and Winter Soldier, but being Captain America and Winter Soldier. Whew, guys. It was hard for me because I don't think that there's going to be a next season. I think they wrapped this up well.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be seasons of these shows. You know what I mean? I feel like they're going to carry into other shows and other things, but the show will just be named something different. You know what I mean? But it might not be Captain America and the Winter Soldier, season 2 or something like that. I feel like it'll be a different story. They
put a bow on it. This isn't Law and Order where we can do 40 years, right?
Yeah.
They put such a complete bow on it that I was like, I was sad that it was over. And I was grateful for the episode. And then, ladies and gentlemen, I saw the end credit scene. Sam, did push to get Sharon pardoned. And that's what we're seeing.
Yeah. And then she walks out of that party meeting on the phone and was like, we're going to have access. Forget the super soldiers. We're going to have access to all kinds of tech and all that stuff. Which I feel like that's setting up Armor Wars, which is the next thing they're filming. Next series that's coming soon with Rhodey and all those guys. So it's going to be about some tech. If it's being stolen or what the armor war is going to be about, it's probably about Tony's leftover Stark tech somewhere. I don't know.
I did feel like this episode was more techy to me.
Mm-hmm.
And there was tech throughout this series, but I felt like the tech was the headliner here.
Yeah, set up the armor wars.
So, did you think of anything else when she was on the phone?
Not really, no.
So, I could go be completely off on this. I was getting Mystique vibes. This whole episode, I was getting Mystique vibes. Am I crazy?
Yeah.
I was getting, first of all.
It was only because she had that little mask thing on.
Listen, guys, I know that I'm not the only person patiently waiting for the X-Men to come on over. Okay?
No, you're impatiently waiting.
I guess I am impatiently waiting, but that was the vibe I got. So that just left me curious. And even though they put a bow on this series, I will say that I didn't feel the same about CWP. CWP was like, for me, in the beginning, it was like, who's all over there? And if you said CWP, I wasn't coming. Now, when I ask who's all over there and you say CWP, I'm still coming. I just won't eat his potato salad.
Cool. I don't like him.
I'm here for the range of emotions that I went through with this series.
Yeah. He was a great actor. Wyatt Russell is a great actor.
Wyatt, you can't do anything else. But you just got typecasted because I can't see you in any other role.
He got that beard, so he can. he changed his look, so he can do other things.
I don't know.
He's good.
I don't know. I have a newfound appreciation for Sam, who is now Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
I know he has a movie out on Netflix, so we'll probably check that out. So, if you do like what you've heard from us today and you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and like this video because he has a movie out that I'd like to see. Bucky was amazing. I am curious to see about Sarah and what goes on there.
I'm curious to see what happens with him in Wakanda.
This renewed my desire and excitement for Black Panther 2. This series was just everything that I could have wanted.
Yeah.
I think. So, guys, let us know what you think. It's been amazing interacting with everyone. Comment down below if next week, we will be back for Loki, don't you worry. But comment down below if next week, if we should do a live so we can all kind of talk about how we feel and what our thoughts are. I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if more people agree with Corey about this last episode than me, I'm still down for it because to me, it was just amazing.
They might be feeling it.
Like I said,
it was good. It was good. I ain't going to say it was bad, but they set so much stuff up that it was just impossible. It was too much to put in one episode for me.
That's what makes me think this is it. Because they really didn't leave anything unfinished. I don't know.
Yeah.
What would you have liked to see? What were you expecting or anticipating?
No, I was expecting all that, but it was just too much. I needed a little more. It was too fast. I just need a little more detail.
Too fast? Too furious?
Mm-hmm.
Alright guys, well, thanks again for tuning in, and until the next time.
Keep tripping.
Bye guys.